No, there was never really a point when I realized that. I never think I put myself in that context and think of myself in that way, you know. I just never really did. Yeah, you know, I realized at the time, as I was living my life, that I should be keeping things. I should be taking pictures. I should be da-da-da. But some people are really good at doing that, and other people like me are not. And for instance, I wanted to keep a diary, but you have to have some level of trust that nobody's going to read it. And I always had that fear someone was going to read it. So I never kept a diary. So yeah, a lot of things I realized at the time when I was living life that I should be keeping this. I should be saving this, but I didn't. My personal pick would be a woman named Kathleen Hanna, who was helped start a movement called the Riot Girls, which was like a fanzine, and it included girls across the country. Then this is pre-internet, pre where everybody was really online all the time, so things were still physical and looking at fanzines and stuff, paper. And she was her band Bikini Kill, I think, has been very influential to a lot of women and men. And her band after Bikini Kill, La Tigra, was also a band that a lot of people in certain circles are very aware of. And I would think that includes a lot of feminist circles. Kathleen was very outspoken about women's rights, women being heard. And I think, I believe she told me that, the Runaways inspired her, and that I inspired her to a degree to do what she wanted to do and to have that voice. So, I've always, I've loved Kathleen. I believe she's so talented and really speaks to a large section of women. And I feel like she's like me, in a way. We're just like she was a version of me that I saw as I grew up, and I went, oh boy, if it was the Runaways now, that's what I would be. You know what I mean? So you'd see yourself in later generations. And so I'm sure she's inspiring women and men as we speak. Probably the first time I really noticed that I was influencing people, you know what I mean? When hearing it from people like Kathleen and other women of that, generation that had bands at the time. So, it's very reinforcing that I wasn't crazy, and that, that there were a lot of women out there that wanted to hear this stuff, wanted to play this stuff, or not even that, just have their own careers in whatever it was, to take it on, because that's the hardest part, is you get so much resistance, not from just the outside world, but sometimes your closest support system. People will say, you have a dream. You say, I'd love to, da 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 da. And your friends will say, what are you, crazy? Why would you try that? This will happen or that will happen. Instead of going, yeah, give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, at least you tried. So that's really, the way I think you got to approach things with your dreams. You got to go for it, because everyone's going to tell you no. Everyone's going to tell you you can't do it, even your friends to a degree. So, and that's not purposeful or trying to be hurtful. They're probably trying to protect you in a way, but really you have to go for it if that's what you really want to do. And if you like it, then at least you tried, and you won't sit there at 70 going, oh my God, I could have, Well, I have a lot of my lyrics I keep. I don't know, clothes, you know. I have so many pairs of high top sneakers, you know. I don't know that it's important. I just don't know what to do with it. So, oh boy, guitars. I mean, you know, that's just my songs. You know, I mean, I always wanted to just further women's opportunities, and it didn't, you know, matter so much if I personally accomplished the big things. It was just that I wanted to be remembered for trying to open the doors. So, you know, I guess that's partly what I'd like people to know, or that, you know, that's what I was fighting for. My parents told me when I was 5 that I could do anything, I could be anything, and I believed them, you know. So I wanted to be all these different things: an astronaut, an archaeologist. So it just happened to settle on a musician. I was in the right place at the right time. So, and it's something I wanted to do. So, but it could have been something else, you know. So I just want women to be able to, or anyone to be able to follow their dreams and not be shut down. You know, it's such a horrible feeling to have your dreams diminished or not encouraged to flourish. I mean, to me, that's the more important accomplishment. If I got there, you know, that to me, that's more important than the actual hit records or something like that. You know, it's just making the world more of that place that, you know, that a guitar teacher doesn't tell somebody, girls don't play rock and roll. I mean, what are you telling me? The girls can't master the guitar when I'm in school with girls playing Beethoven and Bach on the cello. You know, you're not saying you can't master the guitar. You're saying it because it's a social thing. Rock and roll is sexual. If a girl is playing rock and roll, then she's owning her sexuality, and oh my God, and that's, people get really scared and threatened. And so, you know, I never really understood it, but I understood that was the root of it. You know, owning your own self was the threat. Look, I didn't feel even really accepted by, oh boy, I don't even know how to phrase it, by maybe it's the industry, you know, until we were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2015. And then it was like people were treating me like I had always been, it's hard to describe it, because it was like all of a sudden people were treating me as if I had arrived, and like nobody had ever said a bad word about me, and I was always looked at as this, you know, rock goddess or something. And, you know, and it's like that wasn't the case at all, you know. So it was just a very strange juxtaposition of and, you know, the resistance, and you're not really real or one of us. I don't even know. And then all of a sudden this other thing about, you know, rock and roll. And you know, I'm very happy to be there. Don't get me wrong. It's not a take on that at all. It was just interesting societally to see it. I'm proud to be in the archive. Thank you.